This morning, emergency responders from all over the county are coming together today to help you prepare for wildfire season. And the prep can't come too soon. Just yesterday, there was a brush fire in Escondido. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie live in Claremont. So, Mary, what can people learn to do from this event?
Good morning. Well, hopefully they'll be able to prepare a plan for their family, their businesses, and their communities. They'll be out here today to get that community ready for the next major event with gear and resources to prepare for the next big event. They're calling it a fire safety summit, but they're really talking also about earthquakes and terror attacks, just about anything that could affect us on a large scale like that. But of course, fire is top of mind as we come into the hottest, driest season in San Diego. Crews are already being tested, as you mentioned. Here's video from yesterday when they were fighting this brush fire in Escondido, both on the ground and from the air. This year, of course, we've had so much rain. That means there is so much vegetation that could serve as fuel for wildfires. This one last year, the Woodson fire near Ramona last July, also put crews to the test with massive flames and thick smoke that roared through that vegetation, which became dry kindling during a drought and fuel for that fire. All the more reason to prepare for this year's fire season. So this is a half-day long workshop. They're saying this is SDG&E and the San Diego Regional Fire Foundation will be putting this summit on today. An emergency preparedness and, again, fire safety summit involving businesses and the community, as well as local leaders and, of course, first responders who will be out here today, where we are live in Claremont. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
This morning, emergency responders from all over the county coming together today to help you prepare for wildfire season. And that prep cannot come too soon. Remember, just yesterday, there was a brush fire in Escondido. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie live in Claremont now. So, Mary, what can people take away from this event?
This is getting more and more interesting as I learn more as well about what's going to happen out here today. And it's not just from our area. In fact, they're bringing in folks from all over the country and even all over the world today to talk about best practices. So Frank Alt is with me. He's with the San Diego Regional Fire Foundation. Thanks for being here this morning.
Good morning, and thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
And it's not just fire. You're calling it a fire safety summit in part, but other events as well. We were talking about the Oroville Dam, for instance.
Yeah, really what we're going to talk about is emergency preparedness, because first responders work on this all the time. You never know what's going to happen next. Yes, our worst disasters have been fire, but we could have earthquakes, we could have floods, and so you really prepare for just about everything. And as you mentioned with the Oroville Dam, if you saw pictures last summer, it was so low, and yet with the heavy rains and the heavy snows we had, come early this year, we were actually spilling over the spillway, and there was concern that the spillways would give way.
Sure.
And they had to evacuate almost 200,000 people.
And that takes so many resources, so many layers of resources. So this is a different event in the sense that you're bringing together, as you mentioned, all the first responders who have plenty of experience, but also community leaders and the Navy, representative from the Navy will be here. The one thing that caught my ear that I want to make sure I ask you about is this technology, how you'll be using technology today.
Well, the technology is certainly a big part of it. We have the equipment, we have the training, we have the firefighters, the law enforcement ready for any emergency. But there's new technology coming along. We now have a system in place where it tracks the history of a region, the movement of the winds, looking at the fuel that's there, so they can predict where a fire is going to move. If a fire starts in a certain location, they can predict, yes, it's going to move here, then it's going to come down here. They get live data fed in from weather stations.
Wow.
San Diego Gas and Electric has the largest private weather station in the region, and they provide all this live data. It gets into this model, and they really predict where things go. It keeps the firefighters safe because they know that something's not going to come up behind them.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, they know where they need to put their resources to protect the community and make sure that the individuals living in that area are evacuated out safely before something gets out of control.
That's very interesting. There are going to be some demonstrations out here this morning. It's a half-day summit that will be happening here in Claremont. We'll talk a little bit more about what to expect today to help get you and your family and our entire community ready for the next big event, whether it's a fire or an earthquake or anything else that might come up. We're live in Claremont this morning. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Let's take a live look now. We are taking you live to Claremont. That's where emergency responders are beginning to set up for their fire safety summit. It starts in about an hour there, and you can see some tables starting to get set up. Firefighters from all across the county coming together to make sure you here in San Diego are ready for fire season and any other big disaster that could come our way. We are monitoring what happens here and what they say. We'll certainly stay on top of this here on 10news.com.
Emergency responders gathering in Claremont for a fire safety summit. And not too soon either, because look what firefighters had to deal with yesterday, this brush fire in Escondido. That summit starts in about half an hour, and what it is to make sure that San Diegans are ready for wildfire season or any other big disasters, for that matter, that could come our way. We will
Today, emergency responders gathering in Claremont for a fire safety summit. It's happening now. Crews got a preview yesterday with a little brush fire in Escondido. This summit starts in about a half an hour. Firefighters from across the county will be coming together to make sure San Diego's ready for fire season or any other big disaster that could come our way.
Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
So, happening right now, emergency responders from all over the county and the country coming together today to help all of us prepare for wildfire season. I'm Virginia Cha.
I'm Jason Martinez, and that prep cannot begin soon enough. Just yesterday, there was a brush fire in Escondido. You see here behind us. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie live in Claremont. And Mary, what can people learn to do from this event?
Jason, Virginia, they are tackling this from every angle, using every resource that they can think of with that inevitable fire season on its way. Let's go take a look. Every agency you can pretty much think of, all of the first responders, Navy, hospital officials, they are all inside this room right now, giving an update on some of the newest technology that will help them fight fires this season.
This is where fire weather is more important than, almost anywhere else in the world.
Because fire is a reality of living in Southern California, and because of fire seasons we all remember too well, 2003, 2007, and more recently 2014. But even in 2014, we were getting better at predicting where and when these fires might occur. Technology that's being introduced here inside that room today at this Fire Safety Summit, it will hopefully prepare us for this year and years to come.
We've synced weather models with fire behavior models to really try to accurately depict exactly how fires could grow and how they'll expand. And these are tools that can help keep the whole community safe.
It's important to mention it's not just fire season that they're talking about. It's earthquakes, it's terror attacks, it's any other major disaster that might not be as predictable as the inevitability, again, of fire season. We're live in Claremont this morning. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
All right, Mary, thank you very much. And now
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
It's that time of year. First responders getting ready for the fire season in San Diego.
They are teaming up with community leaders and SDG&E to go over how to use technology to fight fires and to predict where they'll happen before they start. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie in Claremont today at that Fire Safety Summit.
The people gathered in this room today are among the best and the brightest when it comes to preparing for the inevitable reality of fire season in Southern California and for fighting those fires when they happen.
We certainly have the potential to have a very active summer this year.
Because fire is a reality of living in Southern California, and because of fire seasons we all remember too well, 2003, 2007, and more recently, 2014. But even in 2014, we were getting better at predicting where and when fires might occur. Technology that's being introduced here today at this Fire Safety Summit will hopefully better prepare us for this year and for many years to come.
And it tells us how severe Santa Ana wind events are, so we can see when really intense major events are coming, and then we can take the preparedness steps that we need to take to try to stay safe.
It's not just fires, although obviously that's a big topic here today. It's also things like earthquakes, terror attacks, major disasters that are more unpredictable than the inevitability of fire season. We're in Claremont. Mary McKenzie.
Fires. It's no surprise that first responders are getting ready for fire season in San Diego. They are teaming up with community leaders and SDG&E. They're going over how to use technologies to fight fires. What they want to do is predict where those fires will happen. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie in Claremont with this.
The people gathered in this room today are among the best and the brightest when it comes to preparing for the inevitable reality of fire season in Southern California and for fighting those fires when they happen.
We certainly have the potential to have a very active summer this year.
Because fire is a reality of living in Southern California, and because of fire seasons we all remember too well, 2003, 2007, and more recently, 2014. But even in 2014, we were getting better at predicting where and when fires might occur. Technology that's being introduced here today at this Fire Safety Summit will hopefully better prepare us for this year and for many years to come.
And it tells us how severe Santa Ana wind events are, so we can see when really intense and very major events are coming, and then we can take the preparedness steps that we need to take to try to stay safe.
It's not just fires, although obviously that's a big topic here today. It's also things like earthquakes, terror attacks, major disasters that are more unpredictable than the inevitability of fire season. We're in Claremont. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.